Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining and here I am once again on day 3. All right, so it's time now, so I think we should start. Let's start. All right, so as always, if you have any questions, put them in the live chat and we will, discuss them in the Q&A part. All right, so moving on, as you guys remember, yesterday, due to time concerns, we had to, skip some content. So we'll be going to cover that in today's session. It's super short and it's not going to take much time, I promise. All right, so before moving on, as you know, today is our day 3 and today we are going to do a complete hands-on demo. You can actually follow us, you can actually follow along us, if you have any if you like to work with us, and you can learn hand in hand. All right, so if you have questions, then you can again ask in the live chat. And tomorrow is going to be the final. Tomorrow session is going to be pretty optional. If you wish, you can attend, but it's not necessary. But tomorrow's session, you'll be getting your final quiz, and you'll be we'll be explaining you how you can contribute to the projects we have created specifically for all of you, so that we can get started, and you can get contributing, and you can earn everything you wish. All right, so just let me know, uh, am I audible properly? First of all, just let me know, or am I audible, so that I can continue. Am I audible, guys? Hey everyone, am I audible? All right, perfect. All right. Sorry for inconvenience. I just wanted to make sure if I'm properly audible or not. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. All right. So again, we are on the day 3, and make sure to attend this session. And if you wish, you can follow us along. It's going to be really fun. All right. So let's move on. We just skipped some part yesterday. Today we are going to cover all of it. All right. So I hope you remember we covered the code, the issues, and pull request tab in our repo. But what about the other ones? What role does they have to play in our repository? So let's jump to the React repo, which we were having a look yesterday, and see how it is designed. Okay, just give me a second. All right, perfect. Now let's jump to it. Okay, so here we are. As we just saw, the code tab contains all our files, all the files we need for our project. The issues tab contains, all the suggestions, all the ideas, the people who have discovered bug, they have reported it over here, so that developers, the contributors can work on it. So it's again, we are going to use this a lot in our today's session. So just keep this in mind. Moving on to the pull request. Here are some changes which people have made to the code. Some changes, like they have added new features, or they have fixed some bugs. So there are all types of changes, and they have also added labels over here. Each label has a different meaning, and accordingly you can filter out the pull request, so that you can give the attention it needs. All right, so we just saw these 3 ones. What about the action one? Okay, coming to the action one, it's a pretty advanced step, to be honest. Well, suppose someone contributes to your project, and then you have to go through the code. You have to make sure he's using proper variable names. All those small things. All the small things, you make sure that they are present in the contributors code. Otherwise, if you merge without um, giving if you merge without checking his code, then there is a high chance that the project may get bugs. So to avoid that, we always check the code before before merging it with our project. And again, as you see, if you have a big project, then there is a high probability that you are must be getting a lot of pull requests, a lot of contribution. And in that case, just going through all the code is just becomes like too much work for one person. So there is something called as actions. Actions are nothing but if you have worked with automations and stuff, then it's like a sequence of steps which checks the code for all the things you are looking for. For example, as I just mentioned, that variable names can be wrong. So you can write action, which is nothing but just a series of instructions which will check your code for those types of errors. Okay, so it can make your life easy. It can make the everything fast. You don't have to personally go and check the code. Your life can be like everything can be done automatically. So these are actions. You can create as many actions as you want, each action with a different sequence or purpose. So that's how action work. Unfortunately, we are not going to look much into actions because it's kind of out of the scope of our workshop. So but it is a very powerful and amazing feature, and make sure if you ever got the opportunity to learn it, make sure to give it a try. So that coming to the project tab over here, and this is something you can say like a vision board. I If you have used some productivity services like Trello or Todoist, those the ones who support the Kanban board style. So you must have seen that they have like all the tasks list, all the future plans. What features are we planning to add? The things, how the process is going on. What about the updates? What is the progress of the updates and everything? They usually keep all this thing organized in a proper manner so that everyone can just go have a look and see how the progress is going on. So it's kind of useful. And again, this is optional, as I previously mentioned. The first three tabs are like very very essential, and you should be using them. The rest of them are not that essential. Okay. So as you can see, this is React project, probably one of the biggest projects on GitHub, and they are not making utilizing this section. So as you see, it's pretty optional, and it's up to you. It's up to the requirements of your project. Okay, coming on to the wiki part. Again, this is a bit a detailed you can say a detailed documentation. It's way more detailed like than your readme. Readme is like only the essential thing. You want to keep your readme short, as well as you want to keep it concise. Whereas if you talk about the wiki section over here, it contains all the documentation in a pretty detailed manner. So you can just go ahead. Again, as you can see, React is not making use of it. They have their own website called as reactjs.org, where you can go and find all the documentation. So there is no point of putting the same thing again and again over here. All right. So let's move on to the security tab. Security tab is, it's important. You are not going to use it, that often, but it is important. Sometimes the GitHub runs check on your, project just to make sure are there any common security flaws. So if it found any, then it will notify you, and then you can just go ahead and fix it. For example, you're using an older version of some module or some library, and there is a newer version available for the same, then you should be upgrading that, because it may have the older version may have some security flaws. So it will always recommend you, as soon as it detects that you are using an older version of that library, it will show up over here that you should be updating it, and then you can update it. They have options over here, so you can update it right from here, or you can just do it manually. It's up to you. Coming on this insights on this is a little interesting. You can get like all the information you need, all the stats. It's like a it's kind of a dashboard kind of thing, where you can get all the like global stats for your project. Okay, over here it says that from 19 to 26 March, There were like 34 pull requests were merged, 14 were open, 91 issues were closed, and 9 were new issues were, published. Again, over here, if you go just on the contributors, you can see all the contributors, who have worked on this project. And it's, sorted in accordance to the level of contribution. Again, there's this community which displays uh, if you have all the essential files in your project or not. As we if you just go through this list, you will find that so many of the things we have already discussed, and these are the things your repository should be having in order to make sure that if someone is interested in working on a project, if someone is interested in contributing to your project, they should have all the resources available in your repository, so that there is no waste of time and they can quickly get started with it. All right, so definitely they have it's React repository, so they have already all of the things they need. They have issue templates ready, they have pull request templates ready, they have readme, contributing guide, code of conduct, and everything already. Coming to the commits, again, you see these are just all the stats you need to say. I will not be going through all of them. It's up to you. You can just go ahead and play around with it, have some fun. See what each of them do and how you can make use of it if you already have a project or if you're planning to start one very soon. All right. Coming to the, and I hope you all have understood the purpose of each and every tab. So, and now you have a good idea about how a repository looks like and how it works. Okay. So we are done with this part, and now let's move on to the further things. Okay. So we just completed this part, and I hope it's clear. If it's not, then feel free to reach out to us on on Discord. You can also ask questions on the live chat. So just ask questions or and get answers. Okay, let's move on to the next. Again, just before we get all crazy on contribution, we make our first contribution. Let's I would like to introduce you to a very special term, which is called as branching. Okay, it is one of the very basic things you are going to learn ever if you ever go on learning open source on your own. Okay, so branching is practically nothing. You can imagine it as like it's like making a copy of your current project. Making a copy of your current project and then isolating it from your original project, so that if you want, you can make changes into your project copy, and you can just test things out. You there is no worry of breaking things. You can if something goes wrong, then there is nothing to worry about because you already have your original project saved somewhere. This is a really good illustration I found on the internet. It clearly shows this circle, all of these these circles represent a commit, and we just saw what commit is. Commit is like taking a snapshot of your project at that particular point. A project can have as many commits, and with every commit, a project, there is some change in the project, and the project moves forward. Okay, so suppose this is the project. This is suppose this is a point of my project. I just created my project uh, over here, and I made the first commit and go, and as we go away, I have an idea. I have an idea. Suppose I'm making a mobile application. All right. So this is a mobile application project, and or on this particular point, I got an idea. What if we include this? Suppose it's like a YouTube clone. So what if we include a comment section in our YouTube clone? That would be really, really amazing. But I'm again afraid because I'm not a very experienced person. So I would like to have a copy of it, so that in case if I broke something, or I don't feel like making this, then I don't want to mess up my project. So I want to make it risk free. I just what I do, I just create a branch out of it. So my project is like I have like another copy of my project over here, and whatever changes I will be making over here will will not be reflected on my original project until I wish. Okay, once I'm satisfied with all the changes I have made, then I will upload it to my original project. Okay, so this is the new feature is perfect, it's working pretty well, then you can just go ahead and merge it with your original project, and then all the changes you made will be present on your original project. So this is how it works. You never ever, suppose you have a new feature, you never work on the original branch, because there is a chance that you might make some mistake and create some unintentional error. You make break something, so there is always some chance of you breaking something, which is completely fine. Even the experienced developers, the professional developers get into such kind of issues all the time. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about not being able to directly not being confident enough to directly push your code on the main branch. You can always create a branch, and creating branches for every new feature is a really good practice, and you are going to do this a lot. In fact, we are going to create a branch for our project which we are going to do. All right. And the once, as I just mentioned, once you are satisfied with your branch, you can just, merge it with the original branch, and then these two branches will become one single branch, and you can move forward. And again, you can create as many branches as you want. Suppose again I got another idea of like another feature, I can create another branch, and I can just keep doing it, keep making my progress, keep making my project progressing. All right, so that was all about the branching. Again, and to create branches and all, we do have some Git commands, of course. As I previously mentioned, Git commands are amazing, they're easy to learn. And if you just look at this command are just like pretty simple. They are just a keyword. For example, if you want to see how many branches you have, because again, if you have a big team, then there is a chance that every member of your team must be working on some new amazing feature, for your app, or for your website, for your project. All right. So you want to see, okay, which branch, how many branches are currently there in my project. You can just use this command. You can just type git branch, and you can, all the complete list will be present. Again, we are just going to see it. So do not worry. We are just going to, have a demo, and we are just going to see how all these commands. So for now, just let me explain you each, a command. And again, if you want to suppose create a new branch, the process is pretty easy. You just type the git branch and the name of your branch. Okay, the name of your branch can be anything. It could be your name, it could be anything. But always make sure that the name of the branch is like resembles, or it resembles what kind of change you are going to make. Suppose I'm adding a comment section on my video streaming app. Okay, I'm adding a comment section in my video streaming app. So I'm definitely going to name my branch as new feature comment section, similar to it, something, anything, which works for you. So that if someone else is interested in working on the project, they can, just see that branch, and okay, it's this branch, on this branch, someone is trying to add the comment section. Let me help him. Okay, that's how things work. And again, if you are like satisfied, you are all the changes you have created, everything you are, whatever you have done, you are satisfied it, and now you would like to merge it with your original branch. So you can merge two branches and make one branch. Okay, in that case, you are going to use the git merge and the name of the branch you just created. In our case, it is going to be a feature comment section, right? Okay, and it will just merge your branch, and then your main branch will become your it will get the updates from the comment branch, and then you will, your project will have this what feature you've been working on. Again, there are chances that you might be working on more than one feature at a time. And if you're working on more than one feature, then there is a chance you must be working on multiple branches, and multiple branches at a single time. Okay, in that case, you might want to switch between branches. Suppose I'm working on this comment, currently I'm working on this comment feature, and suppose, okay, I'm done with this part, I will, let me jump back to some other feature, someone else needs my help on. So I can just git checkout and the name of the branch, and I will, my project will switch to that particular branch. Okay, All right, so this was, the end of the presentation. Okay, the presentation was pretty short today because, we are going to focus more on, doing things actually than, just listening to the things and going through. Okay, so let me just quickly close this tab. And again now, let's open GitHub because we are just going to. And one more thing, guys, I hope if you are on the Discord server, all right. Sorry, okay. If you're on the Discord server, then you must have received the Git roadmap, right? The open source roadmap, which displays all the steps, right from the searching for product. In case you haven't, I will share it again on the Discord server. So make sure to join it. The link will be in the description for sure. All right. So suppose the first step of making open source contributions is finding a project for your tech stack. For example, I'm good at Python, so I definitely looking forward to contribute in a Python project. So what I'm going to do, I can just come here and I can just search for Python, and when I click on this, I will see all the Python projects on GitHub, and then I can just choose the project in which I am interested in, and then I can go and then make my contributions. For example, this is a very the algorithms Python repository, and it's quite popular. As you can see, there is 100K stars, so it's definitely quite popular. Coming down over here, there are like so many folders, so many projects and stuff. So definitely it's a good place, you can contribute, and you should always look forward in contributing to projects. Again, okay, so I know if you are a beginner, then you probably not be like very confident in contributing. You might say that, okay, I'm not 100% confident, like I need some place to practice my skills. Definitely we understand that, and we have created some repositories for you, so that where you can actually practice all the you can practice open source. All right, so and the repositories are available on the Basecamp communities GitHub page. All right, so I will definitely share the link to it. Let me share it now with you in the chat box, or you can see the live chat. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Awesome. All right. I just want to make sure if my voice is still, audible. I hope it is. All right. All right. Let's get moving. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, we have like 5 repositories of like C, Java, Python, C++, and web development. Just wherever your mind goes, whatever interest you have. We know most of you are probably beginners, and you might not be, very confident in working on some real world projects. So we created some very sample projects for you where you can work, without worrying about, making mistakes, without worrying about, breaking things. To make sure to pay attention as I just explain you the entire process of how things are done over here. All right, so let me just go to this web development repo, because suppose I'm a beginner and I'm good with web development stuff like HTML, like CSS and stuff. Okay, so opening this repo, I can see there is some code. There is this contributing guide, and there's some license, you see, and there's a readme for me to start. Okay, and when I go through the readme, you can see the instructions are pretty clear over here. They have given all the details and everything, like which code you should be running and stuff. So again, it's a good idea to put all these amazing stuff into your readme. In case you don't, it's completely fine. All right, so there is this, there is, we can see that there is HTML, there is like there is HTML, there is like JavaScript, and there is CSS for sure. All right, so before that you should be, before you start contributing, let's have a look on the project. We have, enabled GitHub pages. Since it was a, a pretty basic site, we have enabled the GitHub pages for it. And let's have a look. All right, so let me just, open it in a new tab. Let's see how the project looks. And we are just going to view the deployment. And over here, you can see it's a pretty basic, JavaScript app which converts your temperature. This is something I created, a long ago. So let me give you an example how it works. You just put some temperature over here, and if suppose this is in Fahrenheit and I want to convert it into Celsius, so you just click over here and it converts it for you. So that's how it works. Pretty basic. And now we now know how the project works. We have a basic idea of how everything works on this project. So now let's move on and, look out making some contributions. Okay, so the first thing you can do is just go ahead and open the issues tab and look for some issues. Okay, so currently we have like 2 issues over here. Let me just, have a look how it looks. Okay, so it says that change title. Okay, so there's definitely some title changes over here, and over here it says that replace the title from Fahrenheit Celsius converter to temperature converter in index.html. All right, and they have also attached this, really screenshot, which, clear, then I can, clearly understand that what exactly they are asking me to change. So this is a really great practice, adding images or screenshots, in your issues. So the people have a better idea. And over here there is like some, and there is someone, already asking if they can work on it. So this is a really great, that's how the conversation gets started, that's how the community gets started. You go ahead, you find an issue, you can work on, and then you just, ask, you can drop a comment, if you can work on that issue. You can definitely work on the issue without asking for permission, but if you ask for permission, the issue will be assigned to you. And once you, close it, then definitely it will be a great idea, that your picture will appear, and it will be like, way more, you can say, effective, impactful, open source contribution. Okay, so it was good. Okay, someone is asking if can I work on this. All right, so if I want, I can just, suppose I'm the owner of this project, which technically I am. So let me just drop a comment. Thank you for your interest in the issue. Yes, please go ahead and make the changes, and I am assigning you this issue. Perfect. Okay, let me reply to him. Let me comment it. Perfect. Okay, and let me, now just assign this issue to this, this person, so that he can, start contributing to it. And oh yeah, I just go to this, oh yeah, I just go to it, and I can just, click on his profile, and now I have assigned it to this person. That is great, right? All right, so let's just go ahead, and now he will be definitely be able to work on it. And let's have a look on this pull request. And as we can see, someone has already, sent us a pull request of the title fixed. Okay, so it's the same person, and as you can see over here, he has made the changes we requested for. He has, changed that. He has changed the title from, whatever was there before to something temperature converter, which this is something we wanted. All right, so as you can see, the people have made change, and it's amazing. All right. Okay, so that was like for someone else. I can, just go ahead and merge it. Again, you cannot merge your own pull request only the owner of the project can do it. Currently, I am the owner of this project, so I'll be able to merge this pull request. So let me do it. All right. Perfect. Okay, so I have merged his pull request and now it appears to be merged. Now let's go back to our code and see if the changes are present or not. Let's go down and over here you can see that the header title has been changed. That's amazing. That's amazing. And now just make sure if our website is updated or not, because sometimes it may take some time to update, which is completely fine. And as you can see in the list of contributors, the name of the person has appeared. That means his contribution has been successful. All right, so here we have changed the title. Let's, view deployment to see. Okay, so currently it's not updated as I just mentioned. It may take, some time to, get, it may some time to update, which is completely fine. So we'll get back to it later on. Again, let's move on and, just check out this issue which we have created, for this particular session. Okay, so this is a pretty basic, issue which says that we have to change the header color from blue to red. Okay, and they have not given much instructions on it, so there is no, there's nothing to worry about. For now, let me just, I can work on it. Please assign it to me. Perfect. We have added it. This is always a good practice. And now I'm going to assign it to myself, because, all right, perfect. I have assigned it to myself, which is amazing. Let's, go ahead and, since we have got this issue assigned to us, and now we can just go ahead and, make the contribution. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you always want to do before you make a contribution, is the fork the project. What actually fork will do? It will create a copy of this repository from the parent company or the parent owner. It will create a copy of this repository in your account. So in that case you will be able to make changes, and once you are satisfied you'll be able to make a pull request out of it. Let me show you how. You just have to go here and click on this fork, and now it's asking me why I want to create a fork. Definitely I want to create it on my account. If you don't have any organizations assigned to you, this may not appear. It will directly fork the project. For now, let me click on my profile. Okay, and now it's forking. It may take a couple of seconds, so don't worry about it. All right, so as we can see, it has been forked, and now we can see that this repo now exists in our account, and it says that it's forked from the this particular Basecamp repo. All right, so now we have the copy of this repo, and this repo is ours to work on. So now we are going to get started with it. Okay, again, if you remember the first day one session, the first thing we did was create this, copy this URL, just click on this button and go ahead and make create a copy of it, clone it in our local system. Again, I'm just going to clone it on my desktop, but make sure to clone it in your probably in documents folder, wherever you keep all your project files. Don't put a lot of stuff on your desktop. It's like it gets pretty messy. Again, it's up to you. Not an issue. It's not an issue. All right, so let me just type the git command. If you remember, it was git clone, and now I'm going to paste the URL I just copied from over here. All right, perfect. Now let me press the enter. As soon as I press enter, it has downloaded all the files over here on my system. As you can see, a folder has been created. So let me just go into the folder, and as you can see, I have all the files. And now I'm going to open this folder in VS Code, so I can just get on contributing to the project. All right. So let me open the VS Code over here, and I hope we are I have zoomed it a lot so that you can see properly. Let me open folder. It's there on my desktop. Let's open it. Select folder. All right, let's give it a second. Perfect. And now it's opened in our VS Code, and we are supposed to make changes in the CSS part, right? Because let's go back here, or to the the repository from where we got everything. And when we just come here for a second and we observe, let's go on the issues part. And this was a issue we are currently going to work on, and it says CSS. Definitely I have to make changes in on the CSS part. All right, so the changes will be over here. Let me see, okay, so we want to make changes on the header part, and we have to change this background color from this cornflower blue to red, and they have not mentioned any color specifically, so I'm allowed to change any shade of gray over here, any shade of you can say any shade of red over here. All right. Okay. Again, we are not going to, just do it right here. That is not good. As I just mentioned, for this, small changes, it might be fine, but it's always good practice to create branches. And most of the time, you are not going to make this small changes. You must be working on. There are times you are working on some big, big issues. So at that time, it's really a good idea to, create branch and everything. All right. So as we just saw, we have already, we have all the files over here. Now I'm going to create a branch as we just saw. But first I'm going to move in my project folder. Currently I'm on my desktop, and I'm going to move on my project folder. And you can do that using the CD command. It's a basic terminal command. And the name of my folder is probably the web development, right? Let me press enter. And it now shows that I'm currently in my desktop web development folder. But that's perfect. All right. So I'm going to, create a branch. But first time, let's see how many branches does this project already have. Okay. So let me type git branch and let's press enter. And it says that it only has one branch, and that is the main. That is completely okay. So let us create a new branch. And as I just saw, the way to create a new branch is very simple. You just have to type git branch and the name of the branch you want to create. For me, it's let's call it CSS color change. Again, you are feel free to feel free to change the keep the name as per your choice. For now I'm just going to keep it short, because I think let's call it get branch CSS, because that's what we are going to change. And let me create it. Okay, I pressed enter and it doesn't shows any output, but let me just use the command again and see if the branch is created or not. Okay, over here we can see that there is the CSS branch created, and there is this main branch which was already was there. And currently this asterisk, if you can see it, it indicates that we are currently on the main branch. And as also you can see, the main is currently highlighted one. That means we are currently on this main branch, and we want to work on a project on the CSS branch. So let's move to the CSS branch. Let's use this git checkout CSS. And now let's press enter. All right, it shows that now I'm on my CSS branch. As you can see, nothing is changed. My project is still the same, but because it was a copy of the original project, so it is going to be exactly same. And now I'm going to make some changes over here, and it will not, no changes will be made on the original main branch. Okay, so let me just quickly make the change over here. Um, all right, so let me find it, the header part. All right, it's here. It's here. Perfect. Now, let me change it to red. All right. And now just to make sure, the changes are made properly, it's always good to run your code. Currently, I have this amazing extension installed in my, VS Code, which, allows me to run, allows me to, create a live uh, view of the web page. It is something optional. You can do it manually as well, but using extensions like, and making your work workflow faster. It's always good. Okay, so here you can see we have made the changes, and now this header part is red as per the as per the issues. So we have done a pretty great job over here, and now that means I'm good to commit it. All right. So now let me, as we remember, we are done with this, and now let's use git status just to make sure what files we have created. Okay, so we have modified the style CSS, which we know we just did. And now let me, just run our basic commands, git add to track these files, git commit to add a label to it, and let's call it change header color. All right, perfect. Now let me press enter, and now it shows that one file has changed, and one insertions and one deletion. That's completely great. And now let's push it. Let's let me type git push and press enter. And okay, yeah, sometimes it may give you the error because it's not quite sure where exactly you wanna push it. So for in that case, you can just call and copy this command if it appears over there. And okay, so let me do it once again, copy it over here. You can just type it manually as well, and let me press enter. All right, let's wait. Perfect. All right, so here we can see that there is, we have made our changes, the git has been pushed, and our changes are over here. But again, I'm not sure if my changes are only limited to the CSS branch, or it's also have been added. Suppose I'm not satisfied with the change, I want to, get rid of it. I just want my original project back. So in that case, we can just, git checkout to our main branch. Let's do that right now. Okay, so we have switched to the main branch. Just go to our CSS and see the color. Okay, so over here in the main branch, it's still blue as we just saw. There is no change in the main branch, and there we made a change on the we made a change on the CSS branch. Okay, so that, and we have committed a change. That means if we go back on our GitHub, the changes should be present over there. Let's refresh it. And over here you can see CSS had a recent push less than a minute ago, which means it has detected the changes I've created, and now I can compare and send open a pull request. So let's do that quickly. So let me just click over here, and now it will compare my CSS branch with the main branch of this repository, and it will just see if everything is okay, is there any error or something, stuff like that. And now I can just purpose my change. I can like ask the project maintainer to merge my change, and I can send them a kind of, you can say, a proposal kind of thing, okay, to merge my changes. Oh yeah, I can just put a title like what changes I've created. I can just put some description. Again, all this supports Markdown, so so you can just add all these things if you wish. Simply, I'm not gonna add them. but make sure to add a good description about the changes you have made. Maybe you want to put some code to show exact changes you have made. Currently, due to due to the time issues, we cannot do that, but make sure to do it when you are contributing to open source, because it's a really great practice. All right, moving on. Now we are all set and we are just going to create a pull request. So let me just quickly do it. Let me click on this button over here. As now there is another pull request. If you remember, we just there was one other pull request which we merged, and over here we can see that there is one more pull request which is ours, which we just created. Change header color. All right, and now if you come over here, we can see that we can just go see the changes, what commit has been made. So this is the commit, and now what files have been changed, what changes have been made to the code. Okay, so over here we can clearly see that the background color was originally blue, and but now it's made red. The green indicates that this line has been added, and this red one indicates that this line has been deleted. All right, so that means this, we have changed this to this. Perfect. And now let's just, go back to the conversation. If suppose I'm not happy with this change, I can just write over here that, oh, you have made some mistake. Can you please, fix it? And then we can, merge it. I can just say it to me, and, I can just go directly merge the pull request from here. Again, if you are not the owner of the repository, then you will not be able to see this button merge pull request. But currently, since I'm the owner, so I'll be able to, merge it easily. So let me merge it. Suppose I'm satisfied with this pull request. Give it it's great, it's perfect. So let me just do it. Let me merge it. Okay, and it's asking me to confirm merge. Yeah, definitely I want to merge it. Perfect. Okay, the pull request has been successfully merged. If I wish, I can, delete this branch, the branch I've, this CSS branch I've created. I can delete it from over here. So let me just delete the branch because we no longer need it. We have already, the purpose of the branch was served, and the main branch will still be there. The main branch will still be there, but the CSS branch will be deleted. Oh yeah. All right, perfect. So now we can, just see that if you just go ahead, we can see that this is the commit we have created, change header color. And if we just go here and we can see, we can just, all right, let me just, scroll a little bit and let me find the section you're looking for. All right, it's over here, and you can see the background color is now red. That means our changes have been uh, changes have been are now available on this GitHub repository. That means we have made our first open source contribution. So so that was all. That was that was completely all. You just saw now you made your changes. Now you can just move on to another project, and stuff, and keep contributing. So this was a pretty basic demo of how open source contributions are done, and I really hope you understood it well. And in case you have questions, you know what to do. You can ask anytime, and so that was all. I hope you understood very well. Okay, and now since we are done with this, let me get to your questions and let me answer to them. All right. Okay, so I'm over here. I'm on the live chat. I'm having a look. So please just let me know in case if you have any questions, put them in the live chat. I'm ready to, reply to them. All right, I'm still waiting for the questions, and we have time like, we have good time. So just let me know. All right, so looks like there are no questions. So maybe we should like end the live stream. In case you have questions, you can always reach out to us on Discord, and make sure to join the Discord. It's like a really great community over there, and you will going to have a lot of fun. And in case you don't have the link to the Discord, just let me put it in the chat box so that you can join it directly from there. The same link is also available in the description, so you can have a look. Thank you so much, Shri. Thank you everyone for joining us, today. I hope you understood everything, and make sure to join tomorrow's, or it is optional, but if you wish, you can join. So that will be really, really amazing. Perfect, perfect. All right. In that case, guys, so thank you so much, thank you so much for attending today's session. And now I hope you are like confident and ready to contribute in open source. And I'm excited to see you as well. So make sure to join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. And in case if you are not confident, we just told you that the community is amazing. You can ask questions to them. You can just come to our repository and just go ahead, come to our repository, just practice, make changes, create issues, create pull requests, and definitely we'll be there to help you if in case you have some questions. So make sure to let me drop uh, the Basecamp community, this page as well. We are adding more code to it, so do not worry about anything. We will be adding more code, more code, and we'll be making issues and everything, so you can just go and get started. All right, so that was it. Thank you so much for joining, and now let's leave it for now, and I'll see you tomorrow. So make sure to be there. Have a great day.